What if your sadness could be silenced, not healed, just switched off? What if your anger vanished instantly, but not because you were calm, because a chip muted it? What if your emotions were no longer yours? A voice tells you what to feel. A signal pulses through your brain. You smile, even when you want to scream. Heating. It's the rise of emotion-stealing neural chips. You're watching Tech Science Insights, where we decode the future, one breakthrough at a time. From the wonders of tomorrow to the warnings we must not ignore, we bring you science, technology, and everything in between. If you find this eye-opening, consider subscribing. Gently. No pressure. Let's begin. What are emotion-stealing neural chips? Emotion-stealing neural chips are a new generation of brain-computer interfaces. These chips are implanted or attached to your neural pathways. Their goal? To monitor, suppress, or even rewrite your emotional responses in real time. At first glance, it sounds helpful. Imagine erasing fear during a panic attack, or removing rage before it erupts into violence. Military researchers see this as a dream for soldier behavior. Corporations see it as a way to optimize workers. But beneath this promise lies a terrifying power, the ability to mute your soul. The science behind it. These chips use AI-powered neural mapping. Tiny electrodes interact directly with the brain's emotion centers, like the amygdala and prefrontal cortex. By detecting patterns associated with anger, sorrow, stress, or fear, the chip sends signals to override them. It's like pressing mute on the brain's emotional speakers. Some chips even reroute feelings, turning anxiety into obedience or pain into numbness. They are being trained using massive datasets of emotional behavior. Facial expressions, tone of voice, heartbeat patterns, all fed into machine learning models. Chips that understand you better than you understand yourself, and act BEF. Act before you even know how you feel. Where it's being tested, real use cases. In clinical trials, companies claim success in reducing emotional disorders. One chip reportedly stopped panic attacks within 90 seconds. Another reduced depression symptoms by overriding sadness spikes. But outside the lab, things are darker. In high-security prisons, some AI chips are being tested to control violent behavior. In secret military projects, soldiers are having fear dampened, making them calmer during combat. And in one disturbing case, a chip was used in a corporate training setting to reduce resistance during high-pressure sales manipulation. These aren't just tools. They are becoming remote controls for the human soul. The ethical nightmare. Now the big question. If a chip can silence your emotions, who decides what gets silenced? What if sadness is important, a sign of injustice? What if anger is righteous, a signal of something wrong? What happens to relationships, love, and faith if all feelings are filtered by code? Quote, "This isn't healing. This is behavioral censorship. It removes not the pain, but your ability to process it." In Islam, emotions are part of the test of life: grief, patience, forgiveness, struggle. To erase those feelings artificially risks erasing the lessons of the soul. That's not just unethical, it's unnatural. Could this be misused for mass control? Act before you even know how you feel. Where it's being tested, real use cases. In clinical trials, companies claim success in reducing emotional disorders. One chip reportedly stopped panic attacks within 90 seconds. Another reduced depression symptoms by overriding sadness spikes. Yes, and it's already being planned. Imagine a society where everyone has neural chips. Governments use them to prevent riots by suppressing anger. Corporations use them to boost customer happiness by removing complaint behavior. Schools mute curiosity to enforce obedience. Children are programmed to feel pleasure when learning what they're told, and anxiety when thinking independently. This is emotional conditioning through neural architecture. You still look like you, but you no longer feel like you. Future predictions. Within 10 years, we may see the rise of XM mood regulation subscriptions. Pay monthly to keep your brain in a productive state. Courts ordering chip implants for anger management instead of jail time. Parents choosing to mute their children's emotional outbursts with a neural app. Politicians using mass sentiment dampening chips to control protests without a single bullet. These are only predictions, not confirmed facts. Even dream sex might be filtered, so that the subconscious cannot rebel. It sounds dystopian, but these paths are quietly being paved in labs, in boardrooms, in silence. Should we stop this? Or use it carefully? AI isn't evil. Chips aren't evil. But who controls them? What values are they coded with? Using emotion-muting chips for temporary healing, like extreme PTSD, may be helpful. But normalizing them in everyday life risks turning free humans into programmable machines. There must be limits, boundaries, ethics. Case. Without that, we are handing over not just our minds, but our humanity. So, would you let a chip mute your anger, your sadness, your tears? Or would you fight to feel, even when it hurts? This is the future, and it's coming faster than we think. You're watching Tech Science Insights where the future isn't just watched, it's questioned. Subscribe for more, because what's coming next might just steal more than your emotions.